When I lived on the Isle of Wight, there was a pub called the Dairyman's Daughter in Arraton. This is a song called The Dairyman's Daughter about a man who visited the folk club at this pub and met a girl called Nellie at the bar, and this is their story. It was written by a singer and songwriter friend of mine, Steve Love, from the Isle of Wight. It was down at the Dairyman's Daughter, I went like a lamb to the slaughter. I did things that I didn't oughter, down at the Dairyman's Daughter. I went to the Dairyman's Daughter for a sandwich and a glass of cold water, and a table to eat at with a fireside seat, and that's when I looked up and caught her. Nellie was sipping a glass of bees porter at the bar at the Dairyman's Daughter. We made eyes for a while and she gave me a smile and accepted a drink that I bought her. Well, I did not think to exhort her when Nellie told me that I should escort her to a place round the side where she said we could hide, and Nellie told me that I should distraught her. And then at the Dairyman's Daughter, she held me in very close quarter. Nellie said, "Give me a kiss," and I said, "I don't like this," but there was nothing I could do to thwart her. It was down at the Dairyman's Daughter, I went like a lamb to the slaughter, and I did things that I didn't oughter, down at the Dairyman's Daughter. Nellie told me that I should contort her, and twist her and turn and distort her. She said, "Do it now," and I said, "I don't know how," but that did not thwart her. She hoisted me up high for the slaughter, and placed her hands on my hind quarter. Nellie gave me a squeeze and said, "You're a tease," and I beg please, this is hurting my knees, but she went for me like a trench water. It was down at the Dairyman's Daughter, I went like a lamb to the slaughter. I did things that I didn't oughter, down at the Dairyman's Daughter. Then into the Dairyman's Daughter strode her boyfriend, Big Fred, and that's how he caught her. I took one look at him, and things looked pretty grim, as he could not have been much distraughter. Now her boyfriend is a brewery porter, and he is built as big as a dreadnoughter. His fists and his muscles got tauter, and his temper got shorter and shorter. Round the back of the Dairyman's Daughter, Big Fred laid into me without quarter. He broke my jaw in 3 places or 4, and he liked what he saw, so he broke it some more, and left my nose half an inch shorter. So now, feeling so sorry, to Nellie I went and I sought her, and I was barred, and now that pub is 1 customer shorter, because I'd never go there, as I just couldn't dare, and it's here where I'll be, because it's much safer for me. But I've just had a fright, as Nellie is in the Lamb Folk Club audience tonight, and not in the Dairyman's Daughter. It was down at the Dairyman's Daughter, I went like a lamb to the slaughter. I did things that I didn't oughter, down at the Dairyman's Daughter. Yes, I did things that I didn't oughter, down at the Dairyman's Daughter. The Dairyman's Daughter.